it's Ginamarie, and I am back for our final installment of our series on meta programs, those unconscious mental patterns that help us understand not what we think, but how we think. Previously, I spoke about the meta programs of toward and away and chunk size, and then internal-external reference and matcher-mismatcher. The last two meta programs that I'll discuss are called possibility and necessity, and in time versus through time. The meta program possibility and necessity can be understood as our motivation reason. In other words, possibility or necessity are the reasons that drive us to do things. Some of us are driven by necessity, so we always make sure we have secured what we need first before we go after what we want. Others of us will prioritize our options and possibilities first before making decisions on what we need. It is important to note that most of us are a little bit of both, and certainly reasons for decisions can be situational, but we all do have a tendency toward one over the other. And here's what I mean. If your motivation reason is necessity, you might consider yourself a minimalist, so you focus on what you need and prioritize what you must do before what you want to do. Now, most necessity folks are highly motivated by deadlines and work best under pressure. Necessity people also use to their advantage a narrowed focus and a simulated sense of urgency to bring projects to a successful finish. Unfortunately, there is a bit of a downside for necessity first people because they tend to focus on obligations and duties before opportunities and desires. They can experience a great deal of guilt and stress due to feeling as if they're locked into situations. This can be a heavy burden on them and their relationships. Remember though, deadlines can be built to ease that sense of urgency to control the pace of the work, and breaks can be included as a necessary component for keeping productivity high, both giving necessity first people a chance to find balance within their sense of obligation. Now, possibility first people seek out opportunities, prospects, alternatives. Their raison d'etre is what could be, not what has to be, and their motivation reason is absolutely to find the most choice in all the situations they face. Just like necessity folks, possibility folks are action-oriented, but they too have a downside. Creating too many paths or options can disrupt their focus. They run the risk of paralysis by analysis and can be Jack or Jills of all trades but masters of none, leading to a lot of starting and not a lot of finishing. This can all be very disappointing to the possibility first human and really frustrating to all the other humans that work with them on a team. Helping a possibility first person recognize that brainstorming all options at the start of a project is a good thing, but so too is settling into taking the lead where their strengths come to play, usually in troubleshooting solutions to problems that crop up. So, in time and through time. In time people live in the moment and for the moment. They understand that the past and future as concepts, but their brains don't experience those concepts as anything different than the present. For that reason, in-time people always devote their full attention to what is right in front of them and often lose track of time as most of us define it. In-time people do plan for the future, but this plan is more of an abstract idea than it is a concrete call to action. Now, through-time people translate time differently. For them, time flows from past to future through the present. They often take a bird's eye perspective of time and plan or organize based on how actions or events are connected to each other along a continuous timeline. Sadly, there are concerning misconceptions about both in-time and through-time people, and I want to highlight a couple of the most invalid. We often think of in-time humans as disrespectful to other people's time and that they are bad at time management. When in fact, in-time people do respect the importance of other individuals' time. They just function better in a more flexible environment where they can control what they focus on and when. For example, in a patient care setting, in-time folks will often give over-the-top customer experiences because they can be fully emotionally and mentally engaged in that moment with the patient. Through-time people are often misrepresented as control freaks or obsessive overanalyzers. However, through-time people are excellent planners and timekeepers and are typically focused on call to actions and deadlines to be assigned, which can be a huge advantage to everyone on a team. Well, there you have it. 6 powerful mental patterns that will absolutely help you identify how humans think, how we all manage information, and how you specifically are motivated and why. And if you're willing to practice understanding and using meta programs, they can be powerful tools in helping you navigate all kinds of complex situations and in reaching highly successful outcomes. As always, if you want to know more about this topic or any of our coaching and professional development programs, don't hesitate to reach out. We're always here to help. See you next time.